Right, welcome back to the channel. And so in the last video you saw us hack off the outer seal. I've still got this little bit to unpeel, but I want to get on, and out of the two biggish holes I've got, I'm going to make this piece first. So I want to make a piece to go in there, cut out some of this rust here, up onto this bit, along there and down there. So I'm just going to go through how I would do it and show you what stuff I've got to do it. So I think anyone can do it really. It's just a case of just literally having a go and not really being worried about, even though it looks bad, you can get around it, like, because the inner bit, which was rusty here, I'm going to do this outer bit first and the outer bit down there, sort out this piece as well. So let's get on with showing you how I would do this. So first of all, I'm going to make a little template of just that angle here, because it's pretty good steel to here. I've just had a bit of a grind along there and it's all shiny steel, so it's good enough. So I'm just going to make that profile, and that's all I need to do is that profile, so it doesn't matter. This is just an offcut which I've got from something else, and so that's your flat steel at the moment. So all I want to do, it doesn't matter which way I want to do it, but just going to work out my angle, fold that angle in my little hand folder, and then we'll mark it up on the car, and away we go. So I've got a little bit of TIG wire. You can use anything, a bit of coat hanger, anything really, even just a sliver of material. So, but you'll get a tighter fold if you have a pair of pliers. Oop, not good enough. A little bit more shape. Touch more. Right, so that is my shape. Yeah, so that is just that bit there. So all I've got to do now is I'll take a measurement from this point here to up here somewhere, just under these holes, and then I can mark that on there, fold that in my little hand folder, and then we can come up here, mark it on here, trim it, mark around the new piece, and then we can cut out with the grinder what's going to go in, and then bang that straight in there. I'm not overly worried about this behind because it is rusty, so I can pick it out from the inside. So I'm going to roll the car down the other way so I can get to this bit. There's quite a bit to do on the floor there, and there's a hole here as well which we can sort out, but just want to do this bit first. So let's crack on with that. So probably won't be able to find a tape measure now, so let me find a tape measure. I'll just have a measure up there, or a little ruler. I know where the ruler is actually. So from the fold, it's about 25mm or an inch. So that is what I'm going to do then. 25 or just under would be better, I think. So we'll say about 22mm. I'm going to mark a line on my bit of material which I've just thrown on the floor. I'll take it up to the little hand folder, mark it up, fold that, and then come back. Right. Over to my non-messy bench area. That's the bit of material I've got. I've got my little set square, so, and we said like 20, I'll say 22mm, so I'll set that to that. So I want to mark a line just on each end. You can mark it all the way through if you want. So that's that. Now these are cheap as well. I want to say I paid like 50 quid for this and it was brand new, but for in your garage at home, just something like this, although it's not very long, it does do the job. So you've got to line it up, you've got to break it when you move it in a minute. So if you line your two marks up on the split and put that on, you don't want this to be right on the edge because you want to allow just a little bit of gap for the material. So if the material is like 1 and a bit mil, I would say, yeah, about 2mm off the edge. Make sure your marked lines are on the centre, and then it's quite crude, so you've got to clamp it down. And the closer you can clamp it to the actual job, the better, rather than at the ends. That one's still good. Yeah, I thought I'd Terrible clamp. Alright, so that's the angle I've got to work to, so you can hold that on there until it's roughly right and then take it out and check it. Alright, there's my two little handles. Have I overdone it already? First pull. Let's say it looks like it's spot on. That's a fluke. Well, from this, it's got a bit of shape in it from whatever I've done. So take that out. Right. So that's a bit of folded. That's my template. Can hold that up against there. That's not bad. So we can now offer that up against the car. Get the old Sharpie out. Make some marks on this to trim down, and I can use this to trim it down, or you can grind it, whatever you want to do. So let's go and mark this. Right. Oh, look at that. Lovely. I'm pleased with that. So we know that it's good to there and there. It gets away most of that rust as well. I can chop that down there though. So we're good to there. So with a reference point there. Alright, so that's that for it. Good on there. So Alright, so I want to cut that bit out, line those two bits up, cut that through there, and then we should come back and make some better marks to cut this out. Cut it out, and get it, start tacking it in, weld that one up, and then we'll move on to the next bit. Right, so trim that up, you watch me cut that bit. I'm just literally on my little hand guillotine, like, just chop that bottom bit off. So that's our piece we're going to put in there. Quite happy with that. Alright, let's trim that out then. Not bad. Right, get the welding set sorted out. Ready-ho. Right. Right, I ran out of battery again on this bloody camera, so I'm not sure where it cut out, but I've only put a few tacks on it, and I've literally, just before it turned off, just run the cutting disc through that little gap there because it was a bit tight. So now I've got a bit of clearance. Right, so I've done that bit there. I'll go back to that bit in a minute because I don't know, storage. I've got storage problems now. So I already got one SD card for my new camera. So we're back on the phone. So same bit of wire. I've just straightened it back out. I'm going to make up this shape, and then I'll try and make this bit as long as possible. Probably lose that hole, and then run it through. And then on the back side of this, I shall probably come from the inside and trim it up. But I want to make this piece here. So could have a go at making it all, but it is rusty up in this top corner, so I could probably get to the other bit what I need to repair easier from the inside, I think. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So I want to make that bit to there. So it is like that. So that is not bad. That is the shape I've made for there. So that should travel all the way along to there and get it into this bit. Which I can trim out this piece on the end. And it is a little bit crusty in there, so that might be good. We'll just get rid of that in a minute. We'll just cut that through when we do this outer one. Tidy that up, but... So, if that's good enough, right, about 470, and roughly it doesn't matter if I've got too much down here because I've got the shape right. So 65, too long that. Yeah, so if I cut it as long as what this is, so 65 was there. I'll cut about 120 or about 5 inches, whatever. And then we'll see if we get this some kind of shape. Right, I'm not 100% sure we can get this, but one there. Now that was a fluke. I didn't think I'd get that, so that's my template, and that's what we've got. So not far off. So I'll go and try that on the car, see what it looks like. Oh, it's not that bad. Alright, so what I need to do is work out, clean this up. I need to do some cuts on this to get it in, because it's going, it obviously changes shape there, I don't need that, so we could cut that section off there. Look at the pen. Right, that's where we change directions, just there, which is quite good. So, just cut that off quickly. Mark this, weld that in, and then run a straight edge along there and cut that in afterwards. And then I can maybe tack it into the right place on this piece here and weld up into that. Well, that's not bad. It finishes quite nicely in there, which I wasn't quite sure how it's going to finish actually, but I can scoop a little bit out of that and get that closer, or I can just blob it up and clean it up with the grinder. I think I picked up the blunt and sharpie I've got in my workshop. Right, that's right up there. I can't mark it with that, can I? There we go. Oh, why am I still doing this? Right, I think that's good enough for getting a couple of tacks done, and then we can move it around and see where it needs to be. Righty-ho, so I want to do something with this bit here, because I've got fresh material here and I want to paint this bit in here like with some kind of rust protection-y stuff. So I want to chop out this bit at least. I'm not sure if I can get the shapes I need, because it turns back on itself a little bit, but we should be able to come up with something here. But it doesn't. I'm looking at what's on the other side. Oh, there. So it goes and then goes backwards. Okay. So I need to see how much material I need. So roughly about 1 inch. Right. So first of all, what about like 13mm fold in the end, just to get us going. Bash that out. Right, okay. I'll go and put one fold in it first of all, and then this is quite a radius, but alright, I'll go and do my first fold and then come back and then just go from there. Right, now that's something I'm not sure how I'm going to form yet. I'll fold that line there. I wonder if I can dress that round more and then shape it back. So I'm going to fold that. Might have to do it in like, it's quite a nice fold, and the radius I'm getting is a lot tighter than that. So I might try and bump that in two. So, but I've marked that on the wrong side. That has got to be done that way. Idiot! So, because I want a lazier radius, I am going to come one side of the line, like that. Or, I need to do it further in first. Further in first, yep. So, slightly off centre. Like a half fold. Come on. And then I'll come just the other side of my line. That's not bad. Cool. Ah, lovely. So the two folds just give me a lazier edge. And I could put something inside there and just dress it around there if I wanted to, if I could find a bit of bar. But I think it's only the floor, so that'll probably do. So let's go and need to see if I can get that to go round. I'm not sure. I might be able to dress that over. Alright, because the floor slopes, that's the line I've marked on it, and I'm going to put it in here roughly, clamp it on that line, and try and pull it back. Right, but right. If that is anything like it, I am going to be impressed, because that's probably the most amount of lines folding I've ever tried to produce. Even though this is straightened back up, this bit here, I'm not sure without cutting it, pulling it, but go and have a look, see how good it is. If not, might be good enough. Right, how far is that out? Just cut that off, see where that lies us. Right, not too bad. Gonna pull this back towards me. Needs a little bit of dressing here. Tap this about and then look at getting the last bits of where I need to cut it to put the seal on. Go from there. So let's move this, pull it over. Right, so I've had this tool for years. So one end does like punches little holes out as you squeeze it, and then the other end joggles so you can joggle the panel in, and then have if I wanted to, you mark round it and put a bit of a step in it, and then put it up under, or you could go over, whatever you want really. But I'm going to use this, punch a load of holes, and on this car it probably like every 30 or 40 mil, quite randomly, it's had a spot weld. So I need to punch all those through, and then I'll get some mole grips out, clip it on just here and here, and then check the kind of alignment to see where it is, and then just scribe round with the last cuts of what I'm going to do. Cut that, and then we can go for tacking this seal on. And once it has been tacked on, once eventually the car is in colour and stuff, I am going to poke through these holes which are on the inside here with the old wax oil stuff, and then that will hopefully dribble down through some of this. You can put the weld through primer on, but all you're doing is contaminating your weld area, in my opinion. So is it any good? I don't know. I've never really used it. I mean, I have treated this with some like rust paint, so this is pretty good now. But oh god, oh great, it's not going to do that. So to do one edge, so what we've got to do is put that over, squeeze. Right. So there you go. That's all the little holes punched in that. And this doesn't really matter because it's not going to look like spot welds. So they're all going to get cleaned off with the grinder once they're welded. Whereas spot weld, you just buzz the machine together like that. You don't need to clean them, you don't need to do nothing with them, but I haven't got anything like that, so it'll be getting done with the MIG. I have got a TIG set, so I could TIG weld them. But the MIG is definitely a lot quicker, and I don't think I can get the tool around that edge. Oh, you can never have enough mole grips when it comes to doing this then. So, whether they're all any good, I don't know. But I want to just clamp it with mole grips so then I can check some of the alignment. Right, all clamped up, so I want to put a couple of tacks here because I've got no real clamps on this. Might need to split it, it's a little bit tight in places, so I might just run the disc through there. Luckily with the thin discs I've got, it's barely any gap to try and fill up, so, and we have got a new panel going on there, so I'm not overly worried. Hopefully I'm going to lose some of this rot here as I go round, if not I'll have to make a piece, but yeah, just a little bit of finessing. But let's get a few tacks on this and get it stuck in roughly the right place because it looks quite good.
forgot to do a tiny little bit dressing there. Earlier I was banging out of the hammer and I've hit this, and I wanted to hit this bit, just because I wanted to go in just a touch, but because I've not that in, I need to try and get the other side of it and just knock it out that way. And then that will be almost it.
Alright, so I don't know when the battery cut off a minute ago. I'm sure I'll find out when I do some editing. But that is the seal on. So all you can see, I've done the spot welds. So this bit is the only bit I just need to get inside and then pull this back out. But I can't find it. I need to get over there and get into the car. So this I'm just going to let cool down. It's mostly tacked, mostly pretty good, that is. So then we've done all around there. That is bloody hot at the moment still. All down, so that's the seal on. So I'm quite happy with that. Now the bit what was really scabbily rotten is new. And this is galvanised as well, so this should last a lot longer. And I am going to like wax oil it as well. So once it's all done and painted, I shall get inside all the little crevices in there and fire some wax all down here, because this is the problem areas. And one thing I have to remember is to put some little drain holes in down here, because this is where the bloody sunroof drain runs down in here and down out there. I did think, and I still could do it, is poke the hole through here and then let the drain come out straight on the outside. But whether that, with the wheel spinning, is going to block the hole up, I don't know, but there is other ways around it, I suppose. Anyway, so that's it. So in my smoky garage at the moment because of all this welding. So as you see, I've just gone through this with you and stuff like that, and showed you how I've repaired the inner panels, show you how I do it. And now I'm not a person who does this daily. This is my hobby. This is what not say I like to do it, but to get a car of this kind of value when it's done, it's one of those, isn't it? Is it going to cost me more than what it would be to buy a proper one all done mint? I don't think so. The only expensive bit I can see happening is the paint job. So, and I think I will have a go at painting like the underneath and the inside and the engine bay, but I want a nice finish on the outside, so I'll probably pay for someone to do that, you know, rather than the old garage finish, which is okay, but not very good. So yeah, so remember, like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully catch you next week when we get some more progress done on some more rust and cutting out some more crap on this car. So yeah, see you later.